And without further ado, from 18 down to that number 1 spot, let's go ahead and say number 18, we're going to give you the Brody Russell Westbrook. His game, of course, triple-double maestro. He put up another one this past season in Washington. I think his game is not appreciated, and the one big unchecked box is NBA champion. Now, with that being said, he's going to play alongside LeBron James and an Anthony Davis. So that hopefully will be something that raises the respect that Russell Westbrook deserves. It's something that also could elevate his status from being 18 to a top 10 spot. Maybe we will see. Now, number 17, Devin Booker. I'm really eager to see exactly how he bounces off of this NBA Finals loss to the Bucks. He proved a lot this past season. If he's going to live up to that baby Kobe comparison, he's got to win a championship. Nothing else to be desired except for the ring. And we're going to go ahead and move along to his teammate. Number 16 is Chris Paul, CP3. He's just a point guard. Every single thing you want a point guard, Chris Paul has. Ideal handles. He's a coach on the floor. Monty Williams reunited with him for a reason. He knew that he could take him to the next level. And that's exactly what Phoenix did. They got to the finals. And moving along to another point guard, number 15, we got Kyrie Irving, Uncle Drew. Uncle Drew is, of course, a street balling legend. But Kyrie Irving, he's still trying to make his way into being an NBA legend. He has all the talent and he has the skills. If he can just get over injuries and shows up next year in the postseason, Kyrie Irving is somebody who can cement his status as being the most skilled player in the NBA. Number 14, Trae Young. I know a lot of you are going to be looking at me sideways here for putting him above Kyrie Irving, but hear me out. Trae Young, he's gotten Atlanta to a place that nobody could ever see them getting to a conference championship. Of course, he's a great shooter. He can score. Trae Young also can give you dimes, so he's going to set up his teammates, and you can't ask for anything more out of your point guard. A guy who can score, a guy who can actually facilitate, and there's a reason why he's going to be at number 14 here. So, number 13, a man amongst boys, Zion Williamson is going to come in at 13 here in this list. Now, it may be a little bit overzealous to do that, but his efficiency is just astounding, and it didn't drop off whatsoever. They started putting the ball in his hands a little bit more in New Orleans. I think having a coaching change is also going to influence his game to take another leap. I think it's pretty clear. He just is only going to get better. Number 12, Domantas Sabonis. Nowhere near the skill level that a Zion Williamson has physically, but he can do it all as well. He can shoot. He won the All-Star Skills Challenge, matter of fact, this past season, and there's no doubt why he did it. He can put up a triple-double just about any night. He can give you a good 30, 10, and 10 if you need it. I would love to have him on any team that I'm a fan of. Now, number 11. This is where my list starts getting a little bit more spicy. Luka Doncic. Now, last year they were like, oh, Luka Doncic is a finals NBA MVP candidate. Of course, he's still young. He has all the talent and he can handle the ball. Whenever he's playing against the Clippers, he just goes into a different zone. He starts going off on them boys, talking bad to them. So I love his game. He just got to show me a little bit more. Now, number 10, Dame time. Y'all know who it is. Damian Lillard is that man. Dame Dollar. In the playoffs, he's a big shot taker, big shot maker. He gets Portland into the actual playoffs. Not just like squeezing by as an 8th seed, but they're actually always 4 to 5 or so in that range. I don't know how because he doesn't have any other superstars, but when you look at the game, you can see it's all about Damian Lillard. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and move into number 9. Number 9, that'll be Joel Embiid. He is superstar talent, and he's been like that ever since he came into the league. He's just honed it, gotten better, but he's always injured. Even though they were number 1 in the East, he couldn't stay on the floor, and that's what's plagued him throughout his career up to this point. Number 8, we're going to go ahead and give you the beard, James Harden. James Harden, this man right here, phenomenal. When you look at his offensive game, he's an MVP, and he's proven it by being in the MVP race multiple years. He goes to Brooklyn, still does his thing. He's the point guard over Kyrie Irving. He's dishing the ball to everybody, plays his role. And if he's healthy, he's going to play no matter what. And I respect his game. We'll see how it changes next season whenever they don't have the gimme foul rules. But it's not going to take away from him. He's still going to be dropping same numbers that he always had. Kawhi Leonard is going to be number 7. Now, when Kawhi Leonard's not in music videos for Drake, he's actually a really good basketball player, if you believe it or if you don't. He's going to be hurt next year, most likely the full season, while he recovers from yet another injury. It's so sad and unfortunate because Kawhi Leonard is one of those guys who could really be a top 5 player. He's going to be at number 7 on this list because although he's a champion, he's just hurt a little too often. He's a baller. If he could just stay healthy, he would always be probably in the top 3 no matter what the year is. And I hate to put Steph Curry at number 6, but that's where he's going to fall. Steph Curry is, of course, an MVP, an NBA champion, the best shooter in league history. And he proved it again yet another season. They might not win every game, but you're going to watch it. It's a show because of Steph Curry. He's a game changer, a superstar. I can't wait to see how he returns, how the Warriors actually improve whenever they get Klay Thompson back, whenever some of the young guns they added start actually getting into the flow. A healthy James Wiseman. Steph Curry I've had in the years past at 1 or 2, and he could just return back to that level. We'll see how this season goes coming up. And number 5, the reigning MVP, Nikola Jokic, the Joker. I think he's the best center in the league. The offense runs through him. Whenever Jamal Murray got hurt, they didn't skip a step. And that was a little bit because Michael Porter Jr. elevated his game, but also mostly because Nikola Jokic is that dude. He doesn't block any shots, but he gets rebounds. He can push the ball. His effect on the game is crazy. You can't stop him. And there's a reason why he's going to be at number 5 on this list. Getting to number 4, I want to put Anthony Davis right here at this number 4 slot. AD, I think he's a man on a mission. He's the best big man. He's not going to have to distribute or share the ball as many times as LeBron James or Russell Westbrook will in LA. He's still going to get his touches and his shots. Now, these last 3 players, you can switch in and out. At this point, I think everybody knows the last 3 players remaining. What order will they come in, though? In this list from OTB Sports, on the block, we'll say number 3 is Kevin Durant. Of course, I know he's unstoppable. But he surely got stopped in the NBA playoffs this past season. We're going to see exactly how KD bounces back. Will he come out next season just gunning and going off on everybody? It's very possible. You can't really stop his game, especially when he's on the floor. He missed a lot of games this past season, which is partially why he's at number 3. We aren't sure how a full season will play on his body, and he hasn't won an NBA championship in a few years. So I'm going to say Kevin Durant at this point is number 3 on the list. His talent is undeniable, but we got to get him another ring. So we will give you number 2, and number 2 will be LeBron James, the king. Before he got hurt this past season, was one of the top, probably the favorite to be the MVP. It doesn't matter his age, LeBron has withstood the test of time. I think that's going to happen again another season. He might coast just a little bit, but once you get to the end of the season, you'll see his game start to pick up. He'll probably start playing a little bit more minutes after the All-Star break. He's a large reason why I think the Lakers are going to be number 1 in the West this year, throughout the regular season and coming out of the Western Conference for the finals. Number 1, without further ado, we all know exactly who. It's that boy, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Oh, now Giannis here, this guy, man, he just keeps getting better. He's the most dominant player we've seen since a Shaquille O'Neal. Think about that. There's been so many players since Shaq, and Giannis is the most dominant. He's got the numbers. He can do it on offense and defense. He doesn't have the most polished offensive game, but tell me who's going to stop it. A big man can't. We saw that in the finals. DeAndre Ayton was no match at all for him whatsoever. Then you put a smaller guy on him, he's just going to bully right past him. If you had one thing that you really like to see is better free throw shooting and also better three-point shooting and maybe even the mid-range as well. Whenever the moment got the brightest, I think he just didn't feel the pressure. He got to the NBA Finals in the last game, and I believe he only missed 2 free throws. Was it 15 or 17 on free throws? Something of that nature. I might be giving him a little less credit than he deserves. He's proven it against everybody in the NBA so far that he's the best. And people don't want to give him that acknowledgement. But who's going to stop this man from getting 30 points, 15 boards, and 5 blocks, with maybe even a good 5 to 7 assists? Who's going to stop that? We're going to say Giannis Antetokounmpo is the best player in the league. He doesn't need a superstar on his team to win a championship. That's what it comes down to. He's still fairly young, so I think he's going to have his handprints on the number 1 spot for many years to come. Everyone, thank you for joining in today. If you have any comments, go ahead and drop those in there for me. And until next time, everyone, I want to say have a good one. OTB out. 1.